When the night falls, when the shadows grow dark and black, the silent pall of evil settles upon the earth. Who dares to search? Who dares to see what walks in the night? If you dare, welcome to Nightmare with your host, Gratu Orloff. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Gratu Orloff once again, coming to you live from the Gratu Orloff International Building of Trade up here in Mount Gratu, Alaska. We're having a great day. It's about 66 degrees up here in the mountains, the jungle. There's a lot of cannibals up here in the jungles. God damn it. Fucking. Yeah. Hold all my calls. We're going live here in color on the Gratu Orloff International Broadcasting System. There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, night has fallen here in the beautiful Tiki Bar, the lounge on the second floor of the Gratu Orloff International Building of Trade. We're having a Mai Tai, and we're going through a bunch of junk. I just opened up a box of records that were packed back in March by my mother-in-law. A bunch of records. The youngsters call them vinyls. The fools. Yes. My mother-in-law labeled the box large records, which I suppose means LPs. And then 45 RPM records were labeled small records. So, let's see what we got here. Here's the soundtrack. Here's music from the original soundtracks of A Fistful of Dollars and For a Few Dollars More. It's a cool cover there. So, that's one record that needs to be filed. We're going to take all these records down and file them in the luxurious basement in the media room. Okay. This is a soundtrack from Mel Brooks' movie High Anxiety, which, see, this is what happened with Mel Brooks, you know. I never saw The 12 Chairs. The Producers was great. Blazing Saddles was great. Young Frankenstein was great. And then he did this movie, Silent Movie. And the problem is, Mel Brooks wanted to make himself the star of the movie. And he's funny enough, but it's better. Mel Brooks movies, I think, are better when he gets other people to be the leads, especially if he's going to do a parody of Alfred Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock never made a movie where the lead guy looked like Mel Brooks. He should have gotten someone that looked like Cary Grant or Jimmy Stewart, someone that would have pulled off the joke, and that would have made it funnier. It's like the Police Squad TV series with Leslie Nielsen, which was later made into the Naked Gun movies. It's funnier when the lead character kind of plays it straight and looks like the type of person that, in that case, that would have been in a police drama. Let's see what else we got here. Here's the soundtrack to MASH, which was a Robert Altman movie, and it's very different and darker in tone than the TV series. Yeah. Anyway, this is MASH. Robert Altman's trademark was having actors talk over each other, because in real life, that's what it sounds like when people talk. It isn't like one person says a line and then the next person replies. A lot of times people will talk over each other, and so he does that in his movies. That's his big deal. Amazing. Here's one of my father's records, the Mills Brothers Great Hits. Looks like it. He paid a couple $2.25 at the PX spot before I was born. My family was stationed in France. My dad was in the army right before I was born in the early 60s, and my dad thought it would be wise while he was over there in Europe to buy a Telefunken stereo console record player, because stereo was a new thing, somewhat new thing then in the early 60s, and Telefunken was this German brand that had this great reputation, and you could get it a lot cheaper when you're over in Europe than you could in the States. So I remember as a kid, and when we lived in Germany, I remember that big Telefunken stereo, but at a certain point I just don't remember it anymore. I don't think it, maybe it was moved when we moved from Germany to Virginia. Maybe it was moved, but I know that it was not there when we moved to San Antonio in '73, so they must have gotten rid of it or something. Oh well. He bought these stereo records to go with it. Other than most of the records he had bought himself were not exciting, like that record or Mantovani. Oh well. Let's see what else we've got. Here's Lenny and Squiggy. They had a band. Did you know that? Now, it's made to be like 50s rock and roll. Michael McKean. What was his name? Anyway, Lenny and Squiggy were in a comedy group called The Credibility Gap that were very fun. That was very funny, and there's Christopher Guest, who was on the National Lampoon Radio Hour. He later went on to make movies, but anyway, that's the band. It's supposed to have a full color poster, but this doesn't have it. He passed away. You last saw him playing Saul Goodman's older brother in Better Call Saul, which there was a new episode of that last night. We haven't seen it yet. The Better Call Saul is an outstanding TV series. I highly recommend it. It's a prequel to Breaking Bad, which I recommend to you. What else do we have here? Here's the soundtrack to Kelly's Heroes. It's a European pressing, it says. It's a Jack Davis cover, obviously. It's a good movie. It's a great movie. Had a cool theme song. Yeah. Here's the soundtrack to Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which I bought when it came out. I thought this guy was really good in the movie, Sean Penn, but then he later turned out to be a complete raging asshole. So I don't have respect for him anymore, but there's a lot of actors that were good and that I don't have respect for. Like Robert De Niro turned out to be a complete asshole. What do we got here? Oh, I remember this record. It's the Sears. They've got this G.I. Joe with a skull head there. This is 60s style rock and roll, garage rock kind of stuff. This is only has 3 songs. This is an EP. Yes, indeed, the Sears. That's kind of stuff I used to get at RPM Records in Dallas. Chevy Checker for teen twisters only. Absolutely. The fuck is this shit? Stirring up a lot of dust here. Let's see. Yeah, there's some stuff that's not that. I mean, Creedence Clearwater Revival. You got Everly Brothers. I mean, it's just very common stuff that we don't need to talk about too much because you know what those things are. What is that? Oh, for a while it was like Charlton 66 just sent me a message. It says up for a call later. Yeah, I'll reply as soon as I get them done with the show. Yeah, it would be great to talk to Charlton 66. This is they thought we'll save money on textbooks and we'll do textbooks on Laserdisc. They thought this is the new technology, Laserdisc, right? So this is actually a Laserdisc, you see. So about that. So I can put that with the Laserdisc. Although I gave my Laserdisc player away to my friend Gerald when I left Grotuville, Texas. Here's the soundtrack to Dolomite, Rudy Ray Moore's fine film. Yeah, this might be somewhat valuable. There's an album by Doug and the Slugs. I'm trying to remember. I remember they were on MTV early. Yeah, this is nothing you need to investigate. Here's Quadraphonic, the best of the Doors. It's 4 channels, man. Here's An American Prayer. It's Jim Morrison basically reading poetry over instrumental versions of his songs. It's actually kind of cool. Oh, it's a soundtrack to Eraserhead. In Heaven, Everything is Fine. Soundtrack to Easy Rider. Queen Greatest Hits. Text message just popped up on the top of my phone. I can get a giant pizza for only $13. All I have to do is drive about 10, 11 hours to Mama's Pizza. Shit. I miss Mama's Pizza. There are no pizza restaurants here. I mean, I can get a good pizza at a place called, it's a Casey's. It's kind of like a Quick Trip. It's a big gas station. This record's been taped back together by some asshole. It's got a cool cover though. Rio with Love. This is looks like a French import. James Bond's Greatest Hits. It goes from Dr. No up to For Your Eyes Only. Here's the soundtrack to It's Alive 2. Bernard Herrmann's soundtrack. Here's the soundtrack to Halloween 2, which the movie wasn't very good. The soundtrack's good. Oh, it has Mr. Sandman as the... I thought that was clever at the time that they used the Chordette's version of Mr. Sandman at the end of the movie. Here's a record from my childhood, Sang Along with Humpty Dumpty. This is part of the Tail Spinners for Children series. Yeah, this is a children's record. Obviously. What else do we have here? Soundtrack to Mondo Cane. This song, More, was a big hit on the radio. It's kind of a standard for lounge lizards to sing. You know, more than a yeah, that song. Here's a whole giant box set of Leslie Gore records. How about that? I loved Leslie Gore. Still do. What is all this shit? Let Me Touch You, the Bob Crewe generation. Of course, that theme to the music from Kelly's Heroes, the theme song was Bob Crewe. Bob Crewe is a big producer in LA, music producer. And then he started doing his own music. These cruising records were simulated old radio broadcast of DJs. This one's supposed to be Robert W. Morgan from KHJ Boss Radio in Los Angeles, California in 1965. In reality, these weren't actual radio air checks. You can hear a lot of radio air checks. I collect them on the internet, and you can get some here on YouTube that are real. But this was this series of records. Here's Cruisin' 59. They all have the same couple on the cover, and it kind of shows the evolution of their romance over the history of rock and roll. Here's Cruisin' 58, and they get these DJs a few years, in the early 70s, and they have them play their original jingles and commercials and have them talk about, record hop coming up and everything. And it sounds pretty authentic, but except a lot of the records that they play are not the original versions. They didn't want to pony up the money to get the original recordings in some cases. This is Mondo, New York. This is some movie about punk rock shit. It's got a bunch of it's got Joe Coleman. It's got a bunch of these not worth worrying about. Kirsty MacColl, Innocent, she passed away. She had a really great voice. She did the original song of They Don't Know. Most people know the version by Tracy Ullman. They Don't Know. It was on early MTV when they used to play music on MTV. They Don't Know. Tracy Ullman was a British comedian that did that song, but the original version's by Kirsty MacColl, and the Tracy Ullman had a show in the United States, I think on the Fox network. This is the Rolling Stones record, It's Only Rock and Roll. They had The Simpsons first appeared before they got their own series in these little short segments on the Tracy Ullman Show. Here's National Lampoon's Vacation with a great Boris Vallejo cover. Looks like the cover of Savage Sword of Conan. National Lampoon's Vacation was okay. It was not anywhere close to National Lampoon's Animal House. The original creators of the National Lampoon magazine were pretty much not still around for this, and it is okay. But that was about the last gasp of National. Anything after that, I don't. It wasn't real National Lampoon stuff. soundtrack to Grease. How about that? This is, I guess that people consider this a classic movie now. It seems like it was just yesterday it came out, but I guess it was a lot of years ago. Soundtrack to Heaven Help Us. It was about these kids at a Catholic boys' school in the 50s. It's got probably early 60s actually. It's got an oldies soundtrack. It's the soundtrack to The King of Comedy. And a lot of songs by the Pretenders and Talking Heads, Van Morrison. There's another one of those cruising records. I don't know, Peg. It's not just us, Eddie. It's the whole world. This is 1961. Oh, this has got Allen Ginsberg. Or Arnie Ginsberg, not Arnold. Arnold. I don't know. Arnie Ginsberg. Yeah. Well, whatever. Well, this box is not one of the better boxes of records. Oh, this is a great soundtrack. It's a movie everyone's forgotten about. It's Roger Daltrey music. He plays this, it's a true story about this British criminal and his time in prison. I think he escapes or something, but it's really great music. Oh my gosh, here's Shiza. Why did she put the record in that way? This is Prince 1999 record. Isn't that exciting? Nobody has that record. It's very rare. Right. Here's the Prince Purple Rain record. And I think I bought one more Prince record after that, and that was it for me. I think he had a career after that. I was working in a movie theater in the summer of 1984 when this movie premiered. And that was the summer that Ghostbusters was also in the theater, and Star Trek 3, the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. But when Purple Rain came out, it was like all of a sudden the theater was a nightclub, and all these people showed up in fancy clothes, and it was sold out every night. Here's the soundtrack to the original Saturday Night Live. From, like the first season. So it's like recorded bits from the show. Dan Aykroyd was Canadian. He came from the Second City. John Belushi, Chevy Chase, Gilda Radner, and I think Lorraine Newman came from the National Lampoon Radio Hour, and a lot of the writers did too. Lorraine Newman has an older sister. You can see her on YouTube that sang folk music in the early 60s. She's really cool. But yeah, that was the cast, man, that I remember. I don't accept the new set, but whatever's on, something is still on Saturday night every week from New York, but I don't accept it as having any kinship to that original sacred group. And that's before Bill Murray came along. Bill Murray was also from the National Lampoon Radio Hour. Lorne Michaels just raided the National Lampoon talent pool. And one of the best guys on the National Lampoon Radio Hour was Christopher Guest, and he got him later in the mid-'80s. But this is the soundtrack to Yanks, which is a movie that I liked. It has the guy that everyone in junior high was talking about, Richard Gere, and his ability to put gerbils into his anus. So that's all I remember Richard Gere for now. Although he made some good movies, that, and I liked An Officer and a Gentleman, and all that. This is really a terrible movie. I mean, it's legendary for how terrible it is. but the fucking soundtrack is great. So I guess it's kind of a cult movie for that reason. Not a cult. Cult. Yes, this is a satanic album. But I like Olivia Newton-John's voice, and it's got Gene Kelly. It should have been a fantastic, great movie. It's got the music of Electric Light Orchestra. Oh, the letters are even raised up. It should have been a big deal. Why was it shitty? It shouldn't have been. It just... what do we got here? Luxury condos coming to your neighborhood. This is all from Coyote Records. These are bands that are on their label. Ranch Hands, The Jacks, Sid Straw. They're mostly like in the mid '80s. There was a trend to have this new punk rock, country, rockabilly kind of music became big, and that's what this is. This is a double. Why are you sticking? Yeah, this is all the bands on it. How about that? So anyway, just a bunch of different bands. Wanted, the Magnificent Seven. Oh, this is the same guy. These are oh man, what do they call it? There was a band that came along at the beginning of punk rock called the Cramps, and they were a mixture of 1960s garage rock, rockabilly, punk. They were insane, and some people called them punkabilly, or they called them psychobilly in some record magazines, and they were very popular, especially in Europe, and a lot of people started trying to imitate them, in my opinion, not very successfully, and they started calling that whole movement psychobilly, and that shit's still around today. And these are a bunch of psychobilly bands: Guana Bats, Stingrays, the Meteors. I like the Cramps. Most of this music, to me, all sounds alike. But whatever. Here's the soundtrack to Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which frustrated me is when it came out, because the music in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I would record it with my childhood tape recorder off the TV, and it was so great, and it's like, I want that music. And this, it's like it's the soundtrack music as if you're watching it in the theaters, so they have the sounds of people chewing on, crunching on popcorn and slurping their drinks and talking to each other over the music on the soundtrack. They're trying to be funny. But in reality, most of the music in the soundtrack was library music. It was pre-existing music that had been in a lot of movies, kind of like Night of the Living Dead used library music, Plan 9 from Outer Space. So they just got this adventure music from, I think, the KPM music library. And there are enough nerds on the internet. All you have to do is type in Monty Python soundtrack on YouTube, and you can get all those great adventurous action music cues that were used when they were fighting and everything. That's one of the things that made this movie funny, is that the music was so adventurous while the fighting was happening. This bunny rabbit was attacking and chopping off people's heads, and all this shit was happening, but the music was like something out of an Errol Flynn movie. That's humor. It's, instead of doing silly music, just like, hey, this is supposed to be funny, listen to the music, listen to the laugh track. That's because they understood humor. They weren't idiots. The Liars was a good band. This is just an EP. An Evening with Groucho. Yeah. Here's some of my father's records. There was a TV show back in the 50s, early 60s called Victory at Sea. These album covers are great. This is the orchestra music that was used for it. What it was it told about the naval battles in World War II, and it was all original footage from that was shot during World War II, assembled for this TV show, and then over the original footage, they had this dramatic music. So it was Victory at Sea, and this one's got a whole booklet in it. So this is stuff that my father bought. I really miss my family. Yeah. My father passed away in 2006, my mother in 2001, and my oldest brother died about 10 years ago, and then I'm the third of 3 sons, and then my other brother just hasn't talked to me in a few years. We got new phones, and my wife said, well, let's change our numbers, and I called him and told him I had a new number, and I remember I told him, hey, we got a new dog. I was talking about Drusilla and everything, and then my wife had surgery, and she called up my brother because he's a very religious guy, and she thought, well, it'd be nice to talk with him and tell him I've had this major surgery and everything, and he just sent a text back, don't ever call this number again or something. And he was just telling her that I changed my number and didn't tell him, and it's like, I said, no, I told him, and I remember I said I have a new dog, and he apparently acknowledged to her that I had told him about the dog. That means I had told him about my new number. I don't know, he must have been mad about something, but this is the picture taken in the when they were first starting out, and then this is what they became. This is just the greatest hits. Well, some of this was stuff that wasn't ever on record albums in England, because in the United States, stuff that was on 45, the records that were on Beatles record songs that were on 45s were also on albums. You can get them in both formats, but in England, the songs that were on 45 RPM records were not included on the record albums. They thought that was ripping off the fans. They'd have to buy the records twice. So I think this was collecting some of the 45s, and it's kind of a retrospective of their career from 62 to 66. And there's another one with a blue border that is the latter part of the 60s. So I just realized, I don't have any family except for, people I meet online, and we haven't really met anyone here in this new community yet. I don't know what this is. This is probably shitty. I think I bought this like 30 years ago just because, I thought maybe this is good. Maybe this is some French singer that's good. And I don't remember it being good. That's something I just bought for the cover. This is Hugo Montenegro recreating the music from these spaghetti westerns. Here's the big Steve Martin record. He became a big hit on the Saturday Night Live show, and he did it's got this fake autograph picture in it. This has the King Tut song on it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, that was like a big deal, the King Tut song. Now kids today, someone played this for a bunch of kids today, and they thought it was just terribly racist, the King Tut song. Uh, Cultural appropriation or whatever. Yeah, it was just funny. I mean, are we going to offend ancient Egyptians? Are they going to somehow burst through the time barrier and get offended? This is records meant to be played in high school or junior high. It's American History Ballad and Song. These are sets of records. This is for junior high school social studies classes. These were records that were about to be thrown in a dumpster that I rescued. Will I ever play them? I don't know, possibly, but it's better in my collection than in a dumpster. The swing era, the music of 1938 to 1939. It's from Time Life. I don't remember getting this. I don't know where it came from. It's something that's amazing, but maybe I got it in a estate sale. Tie a Yellow Ribbon by It's Dawn, Tony Orlando. Man, look at that. Wow. Actually, to be quite honest, I like their music. I thought that song, Tie a Yellow Ribbon, was a good song, man. These are more laser discs, educational laser discs. Put that shit over here. I almost have freed this box up. Oh. This is what they would send to radio stations. This is American Top 40 for chart for May the 5th, 1973. So what would happen is they would send this to the radio station, and they would play these records, and they have the commercials on them and Casey Kasem. This is so they all this was. So then the radio station would wind up with these, and then they'd wind up just selling it to some used record store, get a couple bucks for it or something, and then, but yeah, this is, oh, I'm doing it, man. I just did it. I can't believe it. I hear this shit everywhere I go on the TV. People are saying, but yeah, and I make fun of it, and then I do it. But yeah. You know, you talk, just like, instead of saying, you say, but yeah. You know, but it is what it is, right? And having said that, that's the other one. Having said that, that being said, that is the new, it's the new moreover. Yeah, moreover is old-fashioned. Now we'll say, having said that. That being said, it makes you sound so intellectual, doesn't it? Makes you sound so amazing. This helps you learn good English, man. It helps you learn how to speak good English. Oh. Educational records. This looks like more laser discs. Oh, there's one of my wife's records. Yeah, these are my wife's records. Yes, indeed. Sure enough. Okay, so I've emptied an entire box. That can now be taken to the recyclers. Let me start moving these records where they belong. Oh, man. Yep, how about that? Let's take these records to the elevator. Yeah, you know, in a way, I kind of just consider whoever watches this show to kind of be family members. I wish some of you would come visit, or I wish some of you would come and live in this town, because this town is amazing and has tremendous potential, and no crime. So I keep trying to be an advocate for people moving here. But that's easier said than done. The move nearly fucking killed me. It was very stressful. And my wife's family, they told her, well, you guys just move, and then we'll go wherever you move. And now they're acting like they don't want to move. And that's really hurt my wife, because, you know, she wants her family around, her nephews and everything. And it's like, you know. Of course, during the course of the move, it was very, very frustrating, and my mother-in-law came and helped for a good month or so or more, helping pack and stuff, and but she made some comment about that I wasn't doing anything or something. I don't know, something that pissed me off, and I just lost my temper like big time and called her a cunt, and it was bad. So, you know, I apologized, but you know, it's hard to come back from that, right, Drew? What is Drew barking at? Oh, there's little children on tiny bicycles. She's barking at this menacing mother pushing a child in a stroller with her family of toddlers. Yeah, she's saving us from that threatening group. Drew, those are not bad people. Don't bark at them. Yeah, man. Okay. Loading these records onto the elevator so I can take them where they're gonna be put. All right, let's look at some more records real quick. Drew, thank you for scaring those babies away. Those 5-year-olds. They seem like a threatening menace to our democracy. You never can tell what they might do to us, those children. Here's Wilma Flintstone telling the story of Bambi in story and song. Ooh, there's some good records here, man. The fuck? It's Ray Herrera. I guess the album is called Her. That's a cool record album. Look at that, man. Ray Herrera, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put this up. I'm going to take this to a different place. I'm going to take that up to the 3rd floor and listen to it on the RCA console. Yeah, we got some good records here. Oh, this one's sound. Look at this. It's Buddy Varga, his Cymbalom and ensemble. I don't know what a Cymbalom is. I guess that's a cymbalom. It's international music. Look, Wonder Bar is spelled Wonder Bar. It looks like it's signed. Let's see what it says. My very best wishes to our friends, the French, V and Alan. Look at that, man. It's signed by this famous guy. Here's Chief Walatgi and his Afro drummers, Taboo. That's a great fucking over here album cover. Exotic Rhythms of the Jungle. Here's Santo and Johnny. You know them from Sleepwalk. Here's Millie Small, the Blue Beat Girl, My Boy Lollipop, which is really, I made a mistake, I guess the first time a Jamaican artist was exposed to us here in this country might have been with the theme to the Mighty Hercules and from the cartoon, but I think then it was My Boy, Millie Small. She was Jamaican. You don't really think of My Boy Lollipop being a reggae song. And perhaps Simon Sane to even suggest that it is. I'm trying to get a new angle, but I don't think it's gonna work, man. Shit. I fired all the cameramen, and now I'm having to. I'm using these dog diapers, little training pads as my tripod, and then this spray cleaner is holding the phone up. But it's this high technology. I like that angle, but you got all this, you can still see the green bottle. That's not good. Look, it's Walt Disney presenting Tubby the Tuba. This is back when Walt Disney was not a perverted communist CCP organization. See, that didn't work too well. My phone fell. Ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to putting it here. This is the Donnas. Now, this was a hope that that music was going to get good again. This is in the 90s, along with the White Stripes. They were a good band, the Donnas. Look how they're decorating. I'm trying to make the guest bedroom here in this building look kind of like a girl's bedroom. It's got a picture of Freddy Krueger up in their room. Anyway, they were a great band. Maybe they're still around. This is a great record. Tav Falco's Panther Burns. Kind of in the vein of the band I was talking about earlier, the Cramps. It's a lot of rockabilly, but it's crazy. I would highly recommend this particular record. And it looks like, what is the deal here? Looks like I have two copies of it. One's different. This one appears to be thicker. Oh well. It's called Behind the Magnolia Curtain. That's the record that I was first exposed to. It's my favorite one. This is Tav Falco's Panther Burns, The World We Knew. He's out of Memphis. He was produced by Alex Chilton, who also produced one of the Cramps records. Alex Chilton, you know him from the Box Tops. He was the teenage guy that fucked up his voice so he'd sound like an old guy, and then recorded the hit song, The Letter. He had to wreck his voice intentionally that day, so he would give me a ticket for an airplane. Ain't got time for a fast train. Well, you know that song. It's called The Letter. My baby just wrote me a letter. Tav Falco, Panther Burns, Sugar Ditch Revisited. Got a bunch of records by this guy. There's another one. Some of these records, the glue, they needs to be re-glued. He used inferior glue on his records, I'll tell you that. Here's some boy, that's a shitty cover. This is Power Records. The Super Adventures of the Amazing Spider-Man. You can't even tell. Oh, I guess that's actually the front of the record. These are, that's volume 1. Here's The Adventures of the Amazing Spider-Man and Friends. Wait, it has the same back cover, see, but it's different front covers. And then here's volume 2. Where he's fighting these ridiculous-looking dragon men. The acting on this record is abysmal. I mean, really bad. Very disappointing to my 4th grade self. Here, Swing Along with Floyd Kramer. There he's on a swing set. How about that? Where'd I put those good records? What? I'll take the Donna's record. Take some of these records upstairs. Look at Drew being a good girl over here. She's getting a lot better, man. The vet here knows what he's doing. Some of you said yesterday in the comments below the video that you enjoy looking at records and other things other than just comics, and that's kind of what I was hoping, because I'm not just a comic book person, and I collect a lot of things, and I can show a lot of different things. And I do a lot of shows just because I'm so damn lonely. You know, I'm like real close to just like losing my fucking mind. Because I realize now they're gutting the military. You know, they fired 60,000 soldiers because they wouldn't do a particular thing that you're not allowed to talk about here in this free country. And yeah, it's unbelievable. And they got rid of a bunch of soldiers because they posted things on their Facebook accounts that were like pro-Trump. And it's like, yeah, just completely gut the military. It's completely obvious that our president is bought and paid for, bribed by the CCP, and they're destroying the military, and they're setting up famine coming soon. All they got to do is get rid of the diesel fuel, and then all these trucks that bring you food are not going to get to you. There's a lot of scary shit going on. I just wonder what my father would have thought of all this. But, I don't know. And then you're not supposed to talk about it. It's the damnedest thing. I've never thought our country would go this way. But I just have to have faith that it's all going to work out and people are going to wake up. Who knows? Actually, I'm just kidding. Joe Biden seems like a great president. Here's Darren at the Copa. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi's about to go visit Taiwan, and it's stirring up the Chinese government. I don't know what's going on, man. Here's the Four Seasons. Dawn. This is before. Wait a second. Yeah. Oh well. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. These records that are labeled Stereo Action are cool. They have extreme stereo sound, extreme separated sound. So when stereo was a brand new thing, these were like the records that you would get to test out your new stereo. And so ones that say Stereo Action, yeah, I'm gonna put that over here in a special little pile because I wanna give that one a spin. Here's Blood-Curdling Terror Horror. This is very much like those eerie publications. Not quite, not gory enough, but this is from Pickwick Records, which I think was the division of Peter Pan. I could be wrong. But it's sounds to make you shiver. Listen in terror to Count Dracula. Scream along with his victim. Go mad in the haunted house. Hear Frankenstein break loose. Horrific sounds for Halloween fun. Why only Halloween? I listen to this shit all year long. Isn't that normal? Some people only play this at Halloween time. But then I play Christmas music all year long. I've got Christmas lights up. It's July, what is it, the 26th? But it's getting colder here, man. It's 65 degrees this morning. Cowboy songs for children. It's got the Ballad of Davy Crockett, Big Rock Candy Mountain, Pecos Bill. Now, this record, I've got about 4 or 5 copies of it. This is one of my favorite things. Is in my childhood. I got it when I was in 1972 at the beginning of second grade. It's Disney. Side 2 is nothing but sound effects. Side 1 is this woman with this vampire kind of voice telling you kind of ghost stories. But this is one of the great things. Great. Truly great. Elenco presents the Jack Evans Trio. I've never played this record, but I think I need to. It's even got a version of Country Roads from John Denver. These are Lounge Lizards, not new and famous, but I like this kind of thing. Actually, it's whatever Elenco is. They got the Elenco name all over the record. So this is maybe it was a giveaway from Elenco. I could say, "Hey Siri, what is Elenco?" and she would answer. But she can't do that now because I'm recording the show. But when I play this show back, if I play this show back on my phone from YouTube and I say, "Hey Siri," every time I say, "Hey Siri," the phone is going to stop and Siri's going to try to respond to me and listen to my question. And if your voice sounds like mine, if you have a voice that sounds similar to mine, if I say, "Hey Siri," it's going to cause your phone to stop and say, "Yes, what do you want? Yes, master, what do you want?" But you got to have a pretty good match of voices. The guys, Trey Parker and Matt, whatever, the two guys that do South Park, they did an episode where Cartman kept saying, "Hey Alexa," or something, whatever little catchphrase you're supposed to say to make Alexa respond, which is some stupid cylindrical object that idiots put in their house so they can ask for things like turning on the lights and things, not realizing that they're just bugging their house. But anyway, he just kept saying Alexa, and that I don't think it's just if you say the right words, it responds. It doesn't matter what your voice sounds like. And it was just done as a joke. All it did was people would watch that episode of South Park and it would set off their Alexa thing over and over and over again. Alexa, Alexa. So anyway, yes, "Hey Siri." "Hey Siri." "Hey Siri." "Hey Siri." "Hey Siri." Hey Siri. It's Fat Gratu. This is one of my childhood records. I think I have 2 copies of it that I bought. Songs That Tickle Your Funny Bone from Golden Records. Yeah, this has got great shit. Like Funiculi, Funicula, Boom Boom and It Great to Be Crazy, Peanut Sat on a Railroad Track, Big Rock Candy Mountain, John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, Thousand-Legged Worm, There's a Hole in the Bottom of the Sea. This I had but 50 cents. These are great. This is all great stuff. On Top of Spaghetti, Be Kind to Your Web-Footed Friends, Every Duck May Be Somebody's Mother. Here's Hanna-Barbera presenting the Hair Bear Bunch, which was in early 70s. It's from Peter Pan. But the back does not look like Hanna-Barbera. The back looks like classic Golden Age art. And yes, it is the Hair Bear Bunch, but it's drawn in a much better style, like a 1930s style. Whatever artist they got to do the back cover, we could only wish that an early 70s Hanna-Barbera cartoon would have looked like that. I mean, that looks like you're looking at one of the early Terry tunes from the 30s. It's very classic. So this is probably one of the old classic great cartoonists that's slumming, having to do artwork for something like this. Here's another record that's sponsored, in this case by Brill Cream, sang along with Connie Francis. Connie Francis is still with us. And there's the characters in the commercial. Brill Cream, a little dab will do ya. Brill Cream, you'll look so debonair. Brill Cream, the gals will all pursue ya. They'll love to get their fingers in your hair. Brill Cream, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, great record album cover. This one worthy of framing. Taboo. Here it's The Reluctant Dragon, read by Boris Karloff. There's Boris Karloff reading a children's record. I bought this secondhand. It's not in the best of condition. Here's, I bought this at Half Price Books, Jimmy Nelson's Instant Ventriloquism and Ventriloquism for the Beginner. So you got Danny O'Day and Farfel. The quickest course in how to become a ventriloquist ever designed. So, how about that? It's Sesame Country. It was so wonderful before, BC. What is BE? Think about it. Who's missing before Elmo? Before that disgusting creature? I guess this is a little poster you can put on your wall. Elmo is horrible. But Sesame Street, when it was these guys, it was perfectly acceptable and wonderful. The Count, Oscar the Grouch. Although I guess it was propaganda from day one. I enjoyed it as a kid. I loved it. Oh shit, they got Glenn Campbell, Crystal Gayle, Loretta Lynn, and Tanya Tucker on this fucking record? That's pretty good. They're all there probably so they can tell their kids, yes, I met Cookie Monster. Alright. Which records do I want to listen to the most upstairs? Okay, this Futura, Bernie Green and his orchestra. Fucking motherfuckers. Let's go take care of our I need to hang this cuckoo clock here that's on the floor here. I'm trying to find a good place to hang it. Maybe I can hang it upstairs. Let's take a look. I've had that since I was a little kid when we lived in Germany. Oh, I think I see a place I could put it. Possibly. What if I was to hang it if I was to hang it right there? Let's see if I've got a nail that would be good for that. Well, I get paid Friday. I'd like to go to Des Moines and see if I can find any cool old comic books. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the restroom. Let me, in the meantime, Burl Ives will entertain you. Silver and Golden Age, fuck you. I don't know how long it's been since I've, fuck you. I don't know how long it's been since I bought a new comic book, but here, Burl. Fuck you, man. Here's a cheeseburger, man. Eat this cheeseburger, man. I got a cheeseburger for you guys, man. I'll be back. Okay. Found this picture of Barbarella. Okay. It's my brother that passed away there. There's Eddie Haskell. Meyer Greenblatt gave me this Hulk. Okay. A cuckoo clock there, I think it would work. Let's see. I got a hammer and nails, man. What are you doing there, Drew? Fuck you. shit. That's not good. That's not good at all. That's probably not good. That's not a good thing. Let's put it over here. Okay, I think that'll work. I was hammering a nail in and I heard shit falling back behind the wall. Plaster probably inside the wall. That's not good. Okay. And then the weights and the pendulum for the clock are around here somewhere. I saw them either here or downstairs in the library. I'm trying to get stuff off just, on the floor and get everything organized. No, they're not here. Must be downstairs. Okay. Is it over here? Yes, here we go. Okay. Get this cuckoo clock back going again. Build it back better. Yes, Klaus Schwab gave me this when I was only 4 years old, when I was in Germany. Klaus Schwab, founder of the World Economic Forum. Look him up online, and you'll see all the great things he's done for mankind. Klaus Schwab. Oh, fuck you. Okay, I see. Now, I've got the pendulum. And then the weights look like pine cones. And one more weight. Okay. And then, there we go. Oh, you're upside down. Or I'm holding the camera upside down. Why do I always blame you guys for my horrible camera work? It's not one of the most deluxe cuckoo clocks, but it's something from my childhood. So, one of my things I had on my to-do list today was to hang some pictures, so maybe I should find a place to hang this Barbarella picture. Now this one I could use a thumbtack to hang up. Maybe I should put this in the comic book room. Let's see if there's some thumbtacks in here in my wife's office. It will soon be my wife's office. Right now it's a work in progress. And I see no thumbtacks. Oh boy. There's a picture of Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. Okay. Let's see if there just happens to be a thumbtack laying around in here. A lot of times there is. Yeah, the comic book room needs to be built back better, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit in a little bit of disarray, as they say. But it is what it is, and having said that, here's some thumbtacks. How about that? Ask and ye shall receive. Barbarella, Psychedella. Where will I put Barbarella? Let's see. All right. Now we've actually built back better, ladies and gentlemen. We have Barbarella hanging here, right next to Flesh Garden. Kid reading Golden Age comics and the Batman family. And there's Mara Corday. All right. Oh, I know what I got to do. I got to put this Kratu Orlov show sign up, down in the new studio. Let's go look at more records. I'm going to go look at that cuckoo clock again and admire it. Oh, see the pendulum stuff. Oh shit, there's blood on the fucking... Why is she bleeding? What did she chew on? She's got blood on the floor. Yeah, if I don't have this clock... Oh, I see why. These chains are all tied up. How did that happen? Oh, man. At this point in every episode, things tend to go off the rails because I get distracted and I start doing different things. And okay, Now, will it work now? Okay, wonderful. I've got to clean this blood up off the floor. I don't know why she's bleeding, though. She starts chewing on shit that she shouldn't chew on, and then she starts dropping blood on the floor. I know it's not menstrual blood because she's fixed. Okay. So, if you're needing to clean blood off the floor, you get hydrogen peroxide. Klaus Schwab taught me this because sometimes at the World Economic Forum meetings in Davos, Switzerland, they wind up getting a little blood on the floor, some of their victims, and they need to clean it up. They use hydrogen peroxide, and this is their favorite brand. They ought to be a sponsor of our channel. I have to clean blood off the floor quite often here. Yeah, see, there's all these drops of blood just randomly here. So, goddamn! I spilled hydrogen peroxide all over myself, ladies and gentlemen. Being a klutz, I guess it's okay. It doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt nothing. What a pain in the ass, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what if Drew, because this happened a couple of weeks ago, Drew came upstairs and dropped some blood on the floor. I was just thinking, what if it isn't Drew? What if this is some kind of haunting? Maybe some kind of there's another blood spot. Do mysterious blood spots ever appear in a haunting event? It's very mysterious. Oh, the fucking clock stopped again. This is very annoying. Yeah, I gotta keep the clock going. I know it has to be just straight enough to stay going. Okay, let's get rid of this bloody paper towels. Drew, were you bleeding? What's going on, man? Let's see your mouth. Oh, see, she stuck her tongue out. I don't see any blood in her mouth. Very strange. Why does blood suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be bloody, bloodstained. saw an episode of Better Call Saul the other day where I don't want to spoil it if you haven't watched it, but a character gets killed in Saul's apartment, and this team comes in and is cleaning up the blood professionally. But okay, it's still going. Let's see how long it keeps going. Oh, it's about to be the hour, so we'll get to see it do its thing, man. Watch. If it still works, this guy here is going to chop that wood, and this cuckoo bird is going to cuckoo. It's about to be 12. It actually is, believe it or not, because see, look over here. It is actually about to be 12. And I didn't even set the clock, it just happened to be accurate. One of those weird serendipity things. Okay. We're waiting. So it should cuckoo 12 times. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, come on. Can't you give? Well, it doesn't work exactly right anymore. My friend Gerald fixed it. It wasn't working at all. He fixed it kind of. So at least it kind of works now. All right, and it continues to tick. It takes a licking and it keeps on ticking. It takes a moving to the jungle, the cannibalistic jungle-ridden mountains of Mount Gratu, Iowa, and it still keeps on keeps on fucking. It takes a fucking and keeps on trucking, man. Sure does. What is this shit? Oh, we saw that already. Ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at some more records, man. Some more vinyls. Yeah, let's look at some vinyls. Drew, do you know little idiots call records vinyls? Can you believe that? It's astonishing. Drew is following me. All right. Here's some records. You mean vinyls? No, they're records. I thought they were called vinyls. All right. Yeah, this sign should go back here on the wall somewhere. I don't know, somewhere. It's all right. Here's shit. The soundtrack to the Alamo. There's John Wayne as Davy Crockett. How about that? Here's Bobby Rydell. His biggest hits course, they in the movie Grease they named the high school Rydell High after Bobby Rydell. I think he passed away just a few months ago. Robert Edelman, 6832 Park Lane, Dallas, Texas. We should look him up and see where this record used to be. Look up that address on the internet. It's the new soul of the Platters, campus style. This is the Platters trying to remain relevant in the 60s. They were so great. Here's a promotional copy, not for sale, so this was meant to be played on the radio. Here's some children's records from when I was a kid. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is told by Paul Tripp. These are other records available from the same company. Here's music from Babes in Toyland. Happiness is Happy Time record. The best in children's entertainment. Put this record on your turntable and you will have a happy time. Happy time. And this always gave me a happy time. This record from Leo Records, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Look at this wonderful cover. How many times did I stare at this cover as a small child? And this has not just Journey to the Center of the Earth, but it has the Time Machine. It has the First Men in the Moon and the War of the Worlds. And these Leo records were done well. The acting, everything. Anything on this Leo Records, it was MGM. They're fantastic. They did an Aquaman, Green Lantern, and Flash record that was fantastic. They did Batman, Superman. They did Prince Valiant. They did a Green Hornet one. Green Hornet. I think they did a Shadow one. They did a lot of classic heroes, and they were all well acted, and the music was great. This was also another good Tail Spinners for Children. If you see that at the top of a record, it generally was really well done. This is the Nutcracker Suite. The Tail Spinners for Children. Yeah, the Knights of the Round Table. United Artists, MGM, yeah, they were the same thing, right? Here's another one from Happy Time Records. This is not a childhood record. This is the one I bought somewhere. Hi-Fi for Small Fry. I haven't actually listened to this yet. I need to take this upstairs. It's all music from The Sound of Music, which is why it's called The Sound of Music. It's just now clicking in my noggin. Another Tail Spinners for Children. It's Sinbad the Sailor. How about that? Now this one is a my childhood copy of Robinson Crusoe. This was well done as well. And then Little Red Riding Hood. And Robin Hood. Let's take some of these records. When this episode is over, I'll start filing these records in their ultimate destination. Check to see if there's mail. And then I'll get these records that are over here. Then it's time for Drew's lunch as well. So we go out to the garage once again, and we descend to the garage. Okay. Did we get mail? Yeah, there's something over there. Watch it be an advertisement. Oh, I think this might be a check. Actually, that could be a good thing, man. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's for us signing up for the internet. They gave us a $200 Visa card. So they actually forgot to send it. My wife had to remind them, but so that's pretty good. So this $200 should keep us in Mexican food for a few days. That's very good. That's fantastic. Great news. My wife will like to hear that. Sure enough. Oh my God. Oh, this light needs to be brighter. I forgot it's on a dimmer. There we go. So you can see the state that the library is in. Must be I bought a battery for this clock, but I haven't put it in yet. This needs to go upstairs. There's Drew the dog. Drew, we're building back better gradually. Never fear. Let me put this $200 card. If I lose this, I will be in trouble. $200, Drew. $200. Can you imagine what we can get with $200? Maybe a gallon of gas, possibly. Here's some more records. More records. Oh, there's good stuff here, man. Sure is. Ah! What will we discover in this pile of records, ladies and gentlemen? What?
Keegan is a little ball of fire.
God damn it. The problem with these fucking YouTube, they like to put these, you'll be listening to great music and they'll put on a commercial for St. Jude's Hospital and get you all depressed in the middle of this happy, upbeat music. And you'll be recording and then you'll be stuck with this depression forever. All right. Here's a record, Mambo. Johnny Conquet and Hector Pelot. It's Mambo Records. Yes, look at that. This is uniquely Mancini. It's the big band sound of Henry Mancini. There he is. New hits. New arrangements by the top movie TV composer. You might know him from the Pink Panther and all that. Why, it's Huckleberry Hound telling the politically incorrect stories of Uncle Remus, Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby, Brer Rabbit and the Briar Patch. Look at these kids. They're just so fascinated by this wise blue dog. How about that? This record was repaired professionally by someone from the Library of Congress that knows how to use this professional mending tape, which is very good for the record. Blah, blah. The Incredible World of James Bond. Looks like a science fiction record. It's James Bond music. I can't explain this cover. I just can't explain. I can't explain. Here's an old radio broadcast with the original shrink wrap. It was sold for $3.49. Justice Wears a Blindfold and Murders in the Dope Racket. From Reader's Digest Records, it's Stars and Stripes Forever, Marching Along with Sousa. Another Henry Mancini record. Our Man in Hollywood. There doesn't seem to be a record in it. No. What is this record? Is this the record? Oh, the record was not in this. Why is that? That's ridiculous. Who would pack the records without putting the record into the... Oh well. This is the original Broadway South Pacific soundtrack. Here's Juan Esquivel. Now this guy's great. Other Worlds, Other Sounds. Juan Esquivel and his orchestra. Now you can listen to this one on YouTube. Probably a lot of these records have been put up on YouTube by wonderful people. Lester Lannon and his orchestra, More Twistin' in High Society. So this is twist music for the elegant elite, the World Economic Forum people, when they want to dance, when they celebrate that they have destroyed another country and brought it to its knees, they twist to this record. Here's Ray Anthony. Now he's great. Ray Anthony is fantastic, in fact. Ray Anthony, besides being a great musician, tended to marry very beautiful women. Like Mamie Van Doren was one of his wives. Of course, Mamie Van Doren was always one of my idols. She was kind of like the Marilyn Monroe for B movies. And then Diana Dors was like the British Marilyn Monroe. But anyway, Mamie Van Doren is still around. Her Facebook is, completely liberal, extreme left-wing. Oh well. She's not the type that would vote for Donald Trump, My first record, 21 of TV's popular Ding Dong School and Romper Room and Golden Classics. I never watched Romper Room as a kid, and Ding Dong School was before my time. I think Hunter Biden watched Ding Dong School because he's always taking pictures of his ding dong. Hunter Biden never wears clothing. Always smoking crack naked with Russian prostitutes. Twilight Memories, The Three Sons. Three Sons are great. Don't listen to people that tell you they aren't. Twilight Time, The Three Sons. Okay, a fake soundtrack from Russia with Love and the Pink Panther. So they have them in shadow, so you can tell it's not really Sean Connery, but it's I used to hate these records because they weren't the real soundtracks, but I have the real soundtrack, and this is just someone else's take on it. And sometimes the fake ones, it's just hearing the music a different way from a different person. And sometimes it's badly done, sometimes it's well done, and when it's badly done, sometimes it's wonderful. The Dwarves. I saw them in person. Oh, it's one of these modern records where it includes a download. Yeah, because $17.99, it's a modern record. The Dwarves are a great punk rock band. The Dwarves invented rock and roll is the name of this record from, it's not a very nice cover, but the thing about it is they were great. And I saw them live, and they look, you know what, they look very clean cut. They look like, they're just clean cut guys that just do horrible shit on stage. It's kind of like that WKRP in Cincinnati episode, that punk rock band that visited. Oh well. Here's this is from Wonderland Records. It's got the theme to Star Trek and the theme from Planet of the Apes, from the TV series, the Ape Shuffle they call it. And it's got the Batman theme and Apes Victory Dance. It's I was very disappointed by this record when I bought it in 5th grade or 4th grade, but I think today listening to it might be a whole different experience. In fact, I'm going to put that in my pile to take up to spin on the old Victrola, man. It's the versatile Henry Mancini and his orchestra. Let me tell you something about the Beatles and the Rolling Stones from someone that knew them. Because you think that what we've been led to believe is the Beatles were very polite, nice young boys, and the Rolling Stones were these crazy fuckers that, they were just awful. What I understand, it's complete opposite. The Rolling Stones, were very gentlemanly and proper, and when you talk to them and everything, and the Beatles were very vulgar, and they played in German clubs, bars for many years before they made it, and they were not the way. It was the total opposite of the way that the media wanted us to. This is a weird generic record. It has a couple dancing, and the back cover is blank, which makes me want to draw my own cover or paint my own with some acrylic paint. So I have to let's figure out what the hell this is. It's an RCA record. Morton Gould and his orchestra. Why isn't his name on the freaking record? I don't think it's underneath the Half Price Books price tag. Yeah, I mean, how do you buy this record without knowing what it is? Maybe it had, on the shrink wrap, it had the name printed on the shrink wrap. When the shrink wrap's gone, you don't know what it is. It's the Ventures Christmas album. Excuse me. It's almost Christmas, so let me put that one out. Countdown Time in Outer Space, the Dave Brubeck Quartet. Sure enough. Let's Dance with the Three Sons. This has 40 songs on it. Look at all these songs that are on that. How about that? Remember how great these songs were? 12 million sellers. It's got some horrible damage on it. How about that? Well, we got a 45 RPM record here. You got The Boat That I Row by Lulu with To Sir With Love. That's a great, they're both great songs. And here we've got Groovy Emotions by the Fireballs with Going Away by the Fireballs. Now, the Fireballs, they were known for, weren't they known for the Sugar Shack? Wasn't that Jimmy Gilmer and the Fireballs? I think so. The Sandpipers, Four-Sider. It says Louie Louie on it. Huh. Sandpipers. I'm with that. Al Melgard at the Chicago Stadium organ, the world's largest theater pipe organ. So that probably sounds a lot like what we're listening to in the other room. Wait, didn't we already see this record? Looks like I might have 2 copies of the versatile Henry Mancini. Country Style, Patsy Cline, Maddox Brothers and Rose, Jimmy Dean, Ferlin Husky, Melba Montgomery, Lonzo and Oscar. This is not good. When it says electronically enhanced for stereo effect, that means they fucked with it. And I don't like this. I'm gonna get rid of this shrink wrap. That's not good. Electronically enhanced for stereo effect means that it's they kind of alternated the sound from one speaker to the other, just like back and forth to try to fool you into thinking it's stereo, but it isn't really. And it's shitty. Yeah, that's a trick. Stay away from electronically enhanced for that. All right. Oh, this is from Teich's department store. I'll keep that shrink wrap because it's cool. It's from Department 779. So it's the E. It says refer to price schedule for cost of E LP records. So it's Bert Kaempfert and his orchestra. The Magic Music of Faraway Places. From Spain with Love, the Paris Mitchell strings. And originally this was $1.98. There's the price tag. This is Alan and Rossi. They were a comedy group. It's created and written by Bob Kane, creator of Batman and Robin. So apparently Bob Kane actually wrote this record. And it features Alan and Rossi, Batman and Robin, Jewish Boy Wonder. Holy bagels, Batman, we left our masks in the Batcave. So, and there's Bob Kane next to one of the paintings that he supposedly painted, saying, "This album, which I created, was especially tailored for the unique comedy talents of Alan and Rossi. What I've tried to do is write the album as if it were a radio or TV Batman serial. I wanted to give it the comic book feeling come to life, except more so by making it very campy, a kind of takeoff spoof on a spoof like the TV series. I had a ball making this record with my friends Marty and Steve. We had a lot of laughs during the coffee breaks with the usual backstage clowning. Steve is very good playing Batman straight to Marty's wild, campy Reuben, the Jewish Boy Wonder." Oh, it's Reuben. I missed that. I must also say that the other members of the cast were excellent. Special credit should be given to John Ridge, who played the many parts, Reuben's father, Commissioner Gordon the Penguin, the announcer, and did a wild job as the Riddler. Gene Martin was the low, syrupy, sexy voice. Gene Martin, with the low, syrupy, sexy voice, was excellent as the Catwoman, and Marilyn Steiker was equally good as the waitress at the discotheque. I must say that I myself played a couple of cameo parts, one as Al, the bartender, and another as the Riddler's dumb henchman. Keep your bat light shining, Bob Kane. And it says Alan and Rossi soon to be seen in the Paramount production The Last of the Secret Agents. So which had a Nancy Sinatra theme song. Yeah, they were. Anyway, looks like I got that at a really good record store in Fort Worth called Doc's Records. Looks like I paid $5.99 for it. I still haven't listened to that record, so I need to do that. I'm gonna take some of these records upstairs, and I'm gonna text Charlton66 to tell him, yeah, he can call me later today, and I'm gonna start working on this house. My sore throat's a little better than it was at the beginning of this episode, but it's hot out here, and I'm gonna go start working, man, in there where the air conditioning's better. So I will see you real soon, guys. Take care.